I moved with my second roommate. This girl was she was crazy too. At first she seemed cool, but let's call her Elizabeth. While I lived with her, I didn't really know her name either, which is sad. So anyway, we'll just call her Elizabeth. So Elizabeth was Mexican, and she was an atheist. So that wasn't, I really don't care what people's religions are, and I'm fine with all of that. When I first moved in the room, she was like, you have all this stuff? And I was like, what? And the mom was like, why is she asking you about your stuff? And it doesn't matter how much stuff I have. As long as it fits on my side and it's neat and it's not over on your side, that's all that should matter. So I moved my stuff in. There's that. So our first day, we had a conversation. She was telling me how she was atheist. She asked me my religion. I didn't even care about her religion. I didn't care to ask because I don't care about anybody's beliefs. You can believe in what you want to believe in. I have no problem against it. And she was like, what are you? And I was like, well, technically I am Christian. And she's like, well, why are you Christian? I read the whole Bible. Did you read the whole Bible? I was like, we don't have to read the whole Bible to be a Christian. That's just what I believe in. Those are my beliefs. She goes, well, you should read the whole Bible because that's why I'm atheist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Like, I really don't really care. Like, I'm still going to believe in what I believe in. And then she started doing weird stuff, like coming in, saying outrageous stuff about me and God. And I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, I don't have to read the whole Bible to believe in God. I have my own reasons for why I believe in God. I believe there's things that happen in my life that science can't prove, or things no one can explain to me, and that's why I believe in God. And so you can believe in what you want to believe in, but don't judge me about what I believe in, and we'll just leave it at that. And she was very, very judgmental about that. And she was very judgmental about me eating meat, and she wanted to tell me how she went to Mexico with her dad one time, and they killed animals in front of her and ate them, and her sister stopped eating meat, and blah, 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 blah. It's ironic that I don't eat meat anymore, but yeah, at the time, I was just like, girl first. And then a couple days go past, and she starts to have this pattern. She has a pattern too. I don't know if I have all these roommates with these patterns. So she wakes up early.
She eats breakfast because she's on a certain type of meal plan. So like she has to eat breakfast at a certain time. She goes to eat breakfast. She comes back. She grabs her stuff and then she goes to class. She comes back. She does a little bit of work. She'll go work out. She'll take a shower and she'll go to sleep.
She sleep by 9. Okay, she sleep by 9. The lights are by 10 latest. The lights are off. Everything. So she starts to grow a habit of telling me, turn the light off, turn the light off. So I turn the lights off at 10, 9, whatever. Doesn't matter. But I have my computer light still on. Right? Okay. I like to watch movies at night. I can't sleep. There's something about it. I can't sleep. So I'm doing me. She was fine with it. No, she wasn't. I'm lying. She would just be like making noise when she was. She's like, I'm like, girl. And so, like, I'm not about to feed into all of that. I just turned the volume down on my headphones, computer, whatever at the time I'm listening to. I'll just turn it down. Then, after a while, I'm like, it's too dark. And then it starts to become midterm season. And I am actually doing work now late. I'm not just watching movies. So, I turn the lamp on because I can't see my work. I can't see my flashcards. I can't see anything. And she's like, Jordan, can you turn the light off? I'm like, well, it's a lamp and I'm doing my work. She's like, yeah, but it's bright. I'm like, okay. So I turn the lamp off and I'm using my computer display screen light. And it's still hard to see. So I'm just like, oh, okay, this is only going to go for a few more days. At this point, she goes to sleep so early and it's so late. I'm always in my friend Shelby's room. Always in there. Because, like, it's like she always sleeping late and I don't want to be rude. But it's like, ugh. I can never be in my own space, my own room, all this stuff. I can never do it. So we didn't really have an issue until she just started complaining about the light, complaining about this, complaining about that. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to have to go to the RA and figure this out. Well, I think she complained. And she told the RA, she was like, yeah, she's always keeping me up, all this stuff, whatever. So the RA told me if I could come in and sit down with a meeting. So we basically went over our contract again. And she was like, so what's the problem? And then she was like, the light's always on. She's always loud, this and that and that. And then so she goes to tell RA, like, okay, so when I said I turn the lights off when she goes to sleep, all of them are always off. Are they not? And she was like, yeah. And then I was like, all I have is my lamp on. And she was like, well, okay. And so what other light do you have on? I was like, it's just the lamp. I said, and then if I turn the lamp off and I just use my computer screen. She was like, okay, well, Elizabeth, it sounds like to me, like she's like, you have it really good. Because a lot of students here, a lot of college students here don't even go to sleep that early. I personally don't even go to sleep that early. So it sounds like you're going to have to like get some iPads, blah, 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 or do something, whatever, right? So that was the agreement. She kind of was upset at the end of the day because it seemed like me and RA was teaming up on her, but it wasn't. She just agreed. She was agreeing with me because she sounded literally crazy, and I'm never even in the room just so that she can have her space. And I'm in the room, and then there's a problem. Like, bro, people are never satisfied. She was like, and then so she told Elizabeth, she was like, and I really don't like that Jordan isn't comfortable in her own space. She should feel comfortable in her own space, and she goes on about this. I don't like that she's leaving her room to satisfy you, blah, blah, blah. So Elizabeth isn't feeling this conversation. So she's just done. She leaves. She's back in the room, right? Girl. She's a little upset. Now she actually has iPads, and she has those little earplugs. So she's, this sounds so funny. So at night, if you literally do this, like do this really tight, imagine sleeping like this with iPads on. She literally was so comfortable. She would literally do the whole the whole dead noises in her sleep because she was irritated about any little noise. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how much more of this I can take. So I had like a shower, it wasn't even a shower caddy. I had like this shelf, it was like a pole that touched the ceiling to the ground. And had like little baskets on it. The baskets literally came out like this is the pole. The baskets came out like this far. And they were like little baskets. And I had like all my toiletries in there. Because I just like my toiletries out. I don't like them caved up in like these confined spaces so they can like create humid mold and all this stuff. Anyways, yeah, so I had that. And it was on my side. And then she has her refrigerator in the middle of the room. So because her refrigerator is in the middle, my microwave's on top of her refrigerator. And then on top of the microwave is like the little caddy of like the little plates and cups and spoons, whatever. And she started to do, I think it started with the microwave. She would push my microwave over. I'm like, what? Doesn't make sense. Because you're like, anyways. She would just push the the fridge. It was a fridge. So she has her desk facing this way. And she can have her desk facing her bed. But she chooses to have her desk facing this way. So it's like her back is against the fridge. But the fridge isn't directly in the middle. So she pushes the fridge all the way over to my side. But the way my side is, because her side is longer because there's like a wall on my side. Like, it's like a block in the corner. So I can't even turn my desk that way. So it's like I'm literally like, you're the desk. And the wall's right behind me. This is my bed. So the desk is here. I'm literally in this little slot. I'm literally in like a slot. Because the way the room is set up, they're so small in there. This room that I moved to, I went from having this bigger room to small. Anyway, yeah. And so she would push the desk over. And it's like, I don't even have space. Why are you doing that? So I pushed it back to the middle. And so she just pushes over. So we were doing that for like weeks. Weeks. Then I started to notice like my baking soda and my shower soap shampoo was just knocked on the ground. And at first I thought like, oh, my stuff is just falling right out of my shower caddy. I go back the next day, and now it's just like dumped over. I'm like, okay, now we have a problem. That same day, I read a note on my caddy. It's on my caddy. It wasn't even for her to touch. I wrote a note on my caddy. I said, don't touch my stuff. So I got to do this now because people want to touch my stuff. Now, you're getting out of pocket. You're getting out of pocket. See, if she was here, I swear, God, right? I taped it to my shower caddy. It wasn't on her side. It was taped to my stuff. I walk in the room, and I don't see the note there. So she took it down. So now I know you're touching my stuff because the note's not there. And I'll insert a picture because I actually have a picture. She writes me this letter, and I'll insert a picture of that because I actually have a picture of that. And she goes, Dear Jordan with the Y. And she has this whole passive-aggressive letter. I sincerely, and since you want to touch my things and feel the need to do this, whatever, it was bullcrap. All I know is after I read that letter, I was pissed. I was so pissed. I had felt like, now I'm angry. It takes me a minute to get angry, but I was angry. She pushed me to my limits, and it's like, if anybody knows me, I'm like really nice. I'm passive, but like, if anything irritates me, I'll let it build up and build up and build up till I actually explode and I can't. So I text literally my friends Trinity and Karan, and I was like, I'm about to fight this girl. I don't know why those were the two, but those were the two. It's because Karan already knew, and then Trinity, I don't know how, but I just text Trinity and I'm like, I'm about to fight this girl. Like, for real, I'm about to fight this girl. And they're like, no, don't fight her. But, like, I was calling them literally to stop me because I already knew, like, I really want to stay here. I really want to do good. But I'm about to fight this girl. Like, she needs a whooping. Like, she needs a butt whooping because don't touch people's things. That's my only rule. Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. And then she was being rude about it. It wasn't like, and then she had already been saying smart remarks and all this stuff. Y'all don't even know the whole story. Oh, let me go back. Sorry. Oh, no, this is right. So, she's on the phone talking in Spanish about me. And I don't know Spanish, right? But you can, by the tone and what people are saying, you can kind of understand what they're, like, you can get the gist of what they're saying. And, like, all I know is she's on the phone. She's like, not to make fun of Spanish or mimic Spanish in a bad way. But basically, she was saying, like, she moves it, I move back. She moves it, I move back. She moves it, I move back. Or something like that. Like, she was telling her parents that. But it's like, okay, so now that she was talking about on the phone, I feel like I'm about to address this letter. I said, excuse me, I need to talk to you. And she was like, you see I'm on the phone, right? She wants to get attitude with me. Lord Jesus, and I'm like boiling in my freaking skull. It's about to literally blow up. And I was like, well, since you're talking about it, you could talk about it with me right here. And I said, I actually need to talk to you right now. And she was like I said, I'm on the phone. And I said, so when will you be able to talk? Or when will you be off the phone? She was like, maybe not. I don't know. But maybe not. Maybe. We'll see. I'm like, oh, she thinks this is funny. So she leaves the room. So, I had previously, before, I had asked my friend, she speaks Spanish, I asked my friend Drea to, like, translate for me. So I had her on the phone one time, and she was translating for me, and she was telling me everything she was saying, and it's like, girl, she had been talking about me. So this is why I'm telling y'all, there's things that have happened way before this situation. I didn't just get mad off of anything. And so she was talking about me, and she always say, like, black girl. Like, she was being very racist. She was always being racist. Like, everything had to do with me being black. I don't understand it. So I was like, all right, she's weird. This is it. So when she's out of the room, and I'm like, oh, Trinity's in there. She's having me calm down. She's like, Jordan, don't do it. She's like, let's just go exercise. And it was funny that she says that because, like, I actually do go, like, I exercise a lot that time of the year. And so she comes back in the room, and I politely asked Trinity, I said, Trinity, can you please leave? I'll call you if I need you. Trinity leaves the room. I said, we need to talk right now. She goes, oh, right now? I was like, no, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I said, I don't know what your problem is with me, but don't ever touch my stuff. I said, have I done any? Well, I first started off by saying, have I done anything to you? And she goes, no. And I said, have I ever been rude to you or something? Like, I'm not understanding. She was like, no, why? I said, well, I don't want to act like nothing's been going on. You know, I don't know if your problem was with moving the refrigerator. I just simply moved the refrigerator to the middle because that's where the refrigerator is, in the middle of the room. You move it there, I move it back, whatever. You want to talk about it on the phone, I don't care. You can talk about it with me. And then I was like, my biggest problem is don't ever touch my stuff. Don't ever touch my stuff. And she like, huh? What do you? I said, see, don't act dumb with me. Now that's now I start clapping my hands. Okay, stereotypical, whatever. I'm like, that's my problem. That's why I don't like talking to dumb, and I'm cursing. And I'm like, don't ever act stupid. I hate when people try to act stupid. Like, you act like you don't know what's going on now. Now I'm going off. And she's not saying nothing. I said, now that you want to act dumb, let's act dumb. I said, I don't know what you did. I said, but don't ever touch my stuff. And I said, since you feel the need to touch my stuff, I'm going to leave. And when I come back in here, everything better be picked back up and put where it was and cleaned up. And the refrigerator better be in the middle. I'm going off. And I said, if it's not, and because you felt the need to touch my things, I will knock down every single thing in here that's yours. I will wake you up out your sleep and drag you to the RA myself. Don't touch my stuff ever again. So when I come back in here, everything better be put back in its place. I'm not playing. Right? She just nods her head. I get my stuff and I leave. And then it's funny because my roommate comes in there. I mean, not my roommate. My friend Trinity comes in there. And then I hear Karan out there like, ooh! And I wasn't even hyped off of them. It just was like interesting. It was funny now that I think about it. My friend Trinity comes, she's like, okay, Jordan, come on, let's go work out. I'm like, oh yeah, come on, let's work out. So she probably think I'm crazy because I just went off on her and now I'm like, ah. So she probably thinks I'm really crazy, which I am. I can be, but I'm not that crazy. I go work out, whatever. I chill with Trinity, whatever, and then I come back. All my stuff is put up. We don't have no problem. We don't have no problem. Then we had a problem. So my best friends, Taylor and Cameron, they came in the room one night and we were just literally, we came for me to get something. And like we were sitting down on the floor or I was getting ready and we were about to leave. Either way, we weren't staying in the room for long. So it wasn't like I had to warn her to tell her that somebody was coming in the room because it was like, oh wait, can you come in or I got to do something really quick. So they had to come with me. And even then, it wasn't like they were on our side. They were literally sitting on the floor. We were using our phone as light and we're whispering. And while I'm getting ready or whatever, we're just talking about something that was happening at school. Something that was like very big around. And we're like very low, very, very low. So the only thing you probably hear is our lips. And she does the whole, and she has her iPads on, her earplugs in, so she's still doing that. It's like she looks for something. Oh, wait. So the lights were on. We were just talking regular. So when she comes in the room, so she had came back from working out. She wasn't even in the room. I planned on being gone before then. So she comes in the room. She's mad that they're already in there. And like, she takes a shower all the time, comes back, go to sleep. That's her pattern. Like, she didn't even take a shower. She changed her clothes and laid down. And because anytime she lays down, like we agreed to turn off the lights, but it's like, bro, you're only laying down because they're here. And so they got to witness it for themselves. Then she was like, she turned off the light while we were there in the room. It was like not even 9 o'clock, or it was like just 9 o'clock. Turns off the light, lays down. And we were like, okay, whatever. So I turn on the lamp. She doesn't even ask if we could turn on the lamp. She leaves the lamp on. She goes to sleep and she makes the whole huh. We were like whispering. She does the whole huh noise. And what's crazy is because I've been telling my best friends about her doing that. And they probably thought I was being dramatic. When they heard her do all of that, they was like, oh, she's crazy. I was like, don't worry about it. She does this all the time. And then out of nowhere, like hours, or not an hour, like people like not even 5 minutes goes by. And she gets up. She was like, I'm sleeping. Can you leave? Or something rude. Or you guys need to be quiet. I'm sleeping. Or I don't know what she said. Or she said, get out. Just get out. I'm sleeping. Get out. Or something like that. And I didn't say nothing. Because I just knew. I knew she wasn't talking to me. We had just got into it. She was like intimidated. She had not said one word to me. So I know she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to them. But the problem is, she got the wrong ones too. Because it don't take for them to build up. It takes me to go from 0 to, like, I don't go from 0 to 100. Okay? I'm just like at 100 if you get me there. They go from 0 to 100. They got the wrong ones. My friend was like, excuse me. I understand you're sleeping and I respect that this is your room. Don't you ever talk to me like that. Don't ever tell me, just get out. You didn't even greet me when you came in. And you just want to say, just get out. Don't be rude. She's like, and then she starts crying. She starts crying. Oh my god, let me call my friend so you guys can hear this. Oh, it's 12. Maybe she's asleep. Taylor. There's so many Taylors. I hate this. I only put a kiss on my phone when I leave the house. I hope she answers. Because it's so funny. Okay, anyways. She's literally crying. And it's like, what are you crying for? What are you crying for, girl? Doing the most. Like, like crying. Like actual crying. Literally, it was so... I really want to call somebody so they can answer. So you guys can see, like, I'm not making this up. Can I put... Get to the phone. Okay, so you remember that one time I was on, I had that roommate, and we were in the room, and we were, like, barely talking, right?
Yeah.
So...
I can't forget.
Okay, do you remember the story?
Yeah, so... What happened? Hold on.
And so So she didn't even take a shower. She changed out of her workout clothes. She turns the lights off and she gets in the bed. She puts her iPads on and her earplugs in.
She didn't even, no. So she was studying because I just was in there at first, and she was studying, and she was like, kind of rude, but she was like, can you guys be quieter? Even though, no, at that time she had been there first. But she was like, can you guys be quieter or whatever? Then she left. But I don't think she was in the gym, but she didn't change out of like her day sweat, like the sweater she was wearing all day.
Oh yeah, she did the sweater. It was the sweater she was wearing. She was wearing a whole sweater. She didn't even go work out.
It was
and she came back from...
And so she didn't even change out the sweater she was wearing. And she just turns off the lights and gets in bed. And we're literally talking at the lowest whisper. Like
you can't even hear it.
We're like mouthing.
And we're sitting in the corner of my side of the room.
Like, we're like...
I literally told y'all.
And then she's like making all these like noises like...
I can't make this up. What did I say? She's like, Literally, I'm explaining this story to my YouTube channel. Because, like, of my crazy roommate stories. But yeah, go ahead, continue.
Did she start fake crying before or after she had got up the second time? Because, remember, she was like...
She was crying. I don't know if she started crying while Taylor...
Yeah, it was when she was, like, sleeping. So she, like... She's sighing and tossing and turning, whatever, and then she starts, like, fake crying, and then, like, and you're like, watch, she about to say something,
Yeah, because she always does this.
And so she starts fake crying or whatever, and then she just gets up.
She gets up. So she sleep, right? She sleeps. She turned off the lights, but then just pops up.
She just pops up, she leaves, and then comes back and is facing her bed. Like, she's just standing there and just facing the wall.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Because I said she sat up and she said something to Taylor off. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. So she leaves the room after her fake crying to go wipe her tears. And she's like standing up like this. Like standing up, just facing the wall, facing her bed. Just facing her bed.
And then... I don't know what she said exactly. I can't remember, but it was not it. And we was like, girl, not the ones.
Not the one, the two, or the three. Because she had already had me. And so I was like, yeah, she don't want to have this again. Because I knew she wasn't even talking to me. And what's crazy is she, like, literally directed it to y'all. And I was like, yeah, y'all got this.
I was like, girl, we don't know each other.
Yeah. You didn't even greet me. And then Taylor goes, you didn't even greet us when you walked in. So don't.
Yeah, and I was like, and you could have said all this when you was fake crying and stuff. She was like, that wasn't because of...
Yeah, she goes, I wasn't crying because of you guys. Okay.
I was like, oh, Lord. I was like, Jordan, we gotta get you out of here.
Woo! Yeah.
Crazy.
I was sitting here telling my crazy roommate stories. Jesus.
That is so hilarious. Yeah, I remember when you told us about all the roommates but her, and then the Jordan with a Y note.
Oh, look it. Yeah, that was Elizabeth. And she didn't talk to me after I had told her to get my stuff up. Literally, that was the last conversation we had. So I can't even tell y'all. But that's the end of my roommate horrors. Okay, guys? If you guys can relate or y'all got a crazy roommate story, let me know down below and let me know I ain't alone in all of this. All I know is pick your roommates. Don't get nobody random. It don't matter if you're the nicest person or you're the sweetest person. Okay, maybe you might get lucky and have a nice, good random roommate, but 9 times out of 10, no. No. I have another roommate story, but that one is not my crazy roommate story, so I'm not gonna tell it. Alright, I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time with me. Let me know what you guys would like to see next or what you guys would like to hear. I have a bunch of crazy stories, so you never know what's gonna happen. As you guys can see, it gets pretty wild. I love you guys. Bye.